Hi! In this video, we'll be discussing a very important topic, and that is copyright. So our web pages now have images, which is awesome, but a lot of times, some of the images we use may belong to someone else, and if that's the case, it is very important to cite your sources. And the reason for this is copyright. So copyright is a form of protection for intellectual property that usually applies to artistic works. So any work of original thought, whether it's a song or a movie or a painting, any work of original thought is the legal property of the creator, and this is protected by copyright law. So if we use work that someone else made and pass it off as our own, that's plagiarism, that's illegal. We're in violation of copyright law. So it's very important to respect others' copyright. So things like distributing copyrighted materials like images or movies or albums over a file sharing network is a clear violation, but putting an image on your site and passing it off as your own is also a violation of copyright law. So the safest choice is to always cite your sources. If you're using someone else's image, you should provide the name of the author, if available, the name of the work, if available, the year of the work, if available, the name of the site that you sourced it from, and a direct link to where the viewer can see the original. Now, there are several types of copyright licenses, and some offer more protection than others. So some copyright licenses are all rights reserved, some are some rights reserved, and some are allowing the work to be in the public domain. So if a copyright license is all rights reserved, that means that the creator reserves all rights given to them under copyright law. And if it's all rights reserved, you generally cannot use that image or that work. Other licenses are some rights reserved, meaning that the creator may allow for things like others to reuse the work or to modify the work as long as the creator is cited as the original creator. And then other licenses donate the work into the public domain. So a public domain copyright license means that the creator has dedicated the work to the public domain and waived all of their rights. Anyone can use this without asking permission. So in general, when we're making our websites, we'll mostly want to use works that are in the public domain because then we're avoiding any issues with copyright law. So where can we find images in the public domain? Well, two great websites to find a lot of different images in the public domain are pixabay.com and publicdomainpictures.net. So these will be important resources for us in this course. You can also search for images that have a particular type of copyright license by using the tools in the Google image search filters. So if you're searching Google Images and you go to Tools and you go to Usage Rights, you can actually choose to only search for images that are labeled for reuse. That way you can be sure that the creator is allowing others to reuse their work, but you should still give them credit regardless. So let's see some examples of this in the editor. All right, so here we are in the editor, and the goal here is to create a web page that shows my favorite painting, and I'm going to cite my sources so I'm not in violation of copyright law. I'm going to give credit to the original creator of the painting. So what I'm going to do is pull out an image tag, because I'll be putting an image on this page, and let's go ahead and find an image to use here. So what I'm going to do is open up a new window and go to publicdomainpictures.net. Once I'm here, I'm going to search for a wolf painting. Awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and choose this picture. We can see that the name of the author is right here, the name of the work is right here, and if we actually scroll down, we can see the copyright license that applies to this painting. So if we click here, we see that, okay, this is in the public domain. The person who made this work has dedicated the work to the public domain and waived all of his or her rights to the work worldwide under copyright law. So we can copy, modify, distribute, and perform the work, even for commercial purposes, all without asking permission. So we are free to use this, but it's still a good idea to cite your sources anyway, just to be safe, and because we should give credit to the author. So I'm going to right-click and copy the image address. I'm going to add this here, and then one more thing, I'm going to modify the width and height so we can actually see it. So don't need alt text, but I'll say the width is 200 pixels. Awesome. We can actually make this even bigger. Notice when I change the width, the height automatically scales with it. Now I have the image on the page, and I should give credit to the author for this image. So underneath the image, I'm going to put a little H6 tag and specify the source. So this is a painting from Ken E. The name of the painting is Wolf. I got this image off of publicdomainpictures.net. and I'm going to give a direct link. So I'll make an A tag. This is the address that I need to link to. Now we see the source of our image. And so if someone were to visit my web page, they would see the image and they would see that I've cited my source, and they can actually go see the original. So that is how we can find pictures in the public domain, and that is how we should cite our sources when using others' work. Now it's your turn to give it a try.